Good afternoon and welcome to the Regional Radio Sports Network. We're broadcasting live in living color from Bethel College. It's senior day. Paul Condry along with Coach Mark Gardner. Glad you can join us here from our broadcast location here on Regional Radio Sports. As always, it's senior day, always an exciting opportunity for the student athletes, the parents, the coaches, and whatnot. We're glad you can join us here for this matchup here. St. Francis in town to take on the Pilots. St. Francis coming in 16-13 overall, 8-9 in league play. The Lady Pilots, this will be their final game of the year, 7-22. Hoping to finish out one situation that has developed in the last 48 hours for Jason Ridge and the St. Francis Cougars. He is without two starters today because they're going to be out for the year, not only tonight, but it's going to be an ouchie for them. Josie Murphy and Sydney Crow are out of the ballgame. That's going to play a significant role for their team trying to move forward, not necessarily for the Pilots, but for St. Francis, an important dynamic developing as we speak, Coach.
Yeah, they're getting ready for postseason tournament. I mean, they still have today's game to play, but ultimately, what matters for them right now is that postseason tournament, having a good showing in that postseason tournament next week. And so losing two starters shuffles everything, and should be an interesting one today.
When you look at the Bethel College Lady Pilots, it's been a season of up and down and a lot going down the pike, if you will. Some frustrating losses where they've been in a lot of games. In most games, they've played three really good quarters of basketball, but it seemed like they haven't been able to get over the hump. It could be the first quarter they took off. It could be the fourth quarter. We really never know what we're going to see when it comes to this group. That's what can happen when you have young kids really still trying to sort out the system and a very young coaching staff, too.
That's what I was saying. Young coaching staff, young players, a bad combination for success. Of the 22 losses, 19 of those games are probably winnable games at some point as you've watched them play. Not saying the Pilots were better or should have won those games. They've been in those games. And so they've got to put together the full four quarters today and finish on a strong note.
Pilots in action today here against the St. Francis Cougars. We'll be back with more of our Senior Day festivities live here from Bethel College in Mishawaka, Indiana. This is college basketball on Regional Radio Sports.
Always a moment of truth. It's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
It is senior day, and Coach Eric Gingrich is going to say a few words of tribute and honor to our graduating seniors on the team.
Senior Day festivities here from Bethel College. Eric Gingrich is about ready to talk and discuss some things with
Just want to say a few words about this group. They started their 4 years here. Have been through 3 different coaches in 4 years, several tough transitions, but they have shown a ton of resilience, perseverance, endurance. They've grown a lot in their time in our program. So we really appreciate the 2 of them. And I'll start just with Caitlin Elsasser first. And she's here with her mom, Denise, and her dad, Jamie. And ladies, do we have something for them as they come out? You can just come out to half court, Kate. We've got a few gifts for you, but I'll talk as they bring them out. Kate's been a special player in our program. Her heart for her teammates is really evident. We had a time last weekend just sharing things that we appreciate about our seniors. And it was really good to hear as a coach how the players have been impacted by these two, and especially Kate in her time here, how much she's grown as a person off the court, and what she's contributed to this program on the court as well. So you're headed to IU PUI here in the next couple months for grad school, and so we're really excited for you. You're going to be successful wherever you go. You're a competitor, and your care for others is going to be really evident there, and I think work really well for you in the future as a therapist. So thank you so much for what you've given. Words can't express what you've poured into this team. So your legacy is going to be revealed, I think, years down the road, and what you've laid, the foundation you've laid relationally has been really important. And so we'll bring Katie out. Thank you, Kate. We'll bring Katie out because it's a good segue. Katie with her parents, Tom and Heather. And we have many similar things to say about Katie. I know in the program we talked about from day one how invested she was relationally in these girls and how much these girls love her. And similar to Kate, I think her legacy is going to be revealed on down the road with the foundation she's laid for the care it takes off the court to become a good team together. And Katie has displayed that. And again, makes a lot of sense why she's going into the nursing field. We hope you get a job here in South Bend, Katie, next year so we can stay in touch and see you. So we're praying for that, right, Katie? We're praying for you to get the job in South Bend. So your nursing job, yes, you got it. Because we'd love to see your face around. Your teammates would love that. They've appreciated what you've given to them personally, and the commitment you've shown day in and day out has been tremendous. So thank you both. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Katie. And let's go have a good one today. All right.
Eric Gingrich sharing his thoughts with the seniors, and I had some time with Eric just moments ago. It's senior day here at Bethel College. The Lady Pilots in action against the Cougars of St. Francis. Joining us here on senior day is the head coach of the Bethel College Lady Pilots, Eric Gingrich. Eric, first of all, let's start with the most important thing here today. You're going to say goodbye to two really neat gals who are going to be able to go on to the next step in their lives, having been a part of something pretty cool for their careers here. So let's just talk about Katie Morgan and Caitlin Elsasser to start.
Yeah, well, like you said, today we get to honor them and the legacy that they've left. You know, they've been through a tough 4-year stretch here, 3 coaches in 4 years, that, you know, and so their perseverance, their endurance through this, their commitment to our program has been really special and really important for us. And so we want to do them right by honoring them today, but, you know, the underclassmen respect those two so much, and they want to get a W for them. They want to send them out with a win.
When you look at legacy sometimes cannot be judged immediately, but in future years. So, and I know I've had a chance to get to know Caitlin throughout the course of the last 4 years here, as she was a contributor early on in her career. Give us an idea as you look back on the legacy that you think that these gals are going to have on a pretty energetic and entertaining young group of gals.
Yeah, I mean, Katie Morgan, if you listen to her teammates talk about her, you'll soon find that she's going to leave an impact on this program, and she's setting a precedent for the younger kids on what it looks like to lead relationally as a senior. She's as loyal as they come. She's very committed. She'll fight for all these girls in this locker room, and it was good for the young kids especially to see that from a senior who doesn't see the floor a ton, but man, she contributes to our program in so many ways, And I do think that that's going to be felt on down the road, like you said. It might not have shown up this year, but man, she laid the foundation for how you're supposed to treat teammates, pour into teammates, support teammates. She did a lot of good for this program, and Kate's right along with her in that department. And these two girls are going to be special to our coaching staff for a long time.
Let's turn our attention to the opponent here today who's trying to kind of spoil the festivities, the St. Francis Cougars. Jason Ridge has got a really, really young group, very, very talented group. So he understands what it's like to have a lot of young kids. They've been up and down kind of like the weather. They've had some injuries. They've had all kinds of situations going their way. But just talk about your concerns when you look at this Cougar squad.
Well, like you mentioned, they're young. And so I think Coach Ridge, at times has experienced what we're experiencing, just some inconsistencies, scoring the basketball, execution on the offensive end, breakdowns defensively sometimes. But, man, they're talented. They've got a great group of shooters. They've probably got the most efficient player in the league in Kara Gurka, and, then getting Lindley Kistler at break and what she can do from the perimeter. I mean, he's got some talent, and they can beat you from the three, and that's scary because we've given up so many. We've got to get out and defend it and drive them off the three-point line. But, anything can happen. We feel like we can play right with them today. And, they're reeling too. They've been struggling down the stretch. And so we want to take advantage of that. We want to take advantage and hopefully find some flaws early in what they're doing and see if we can end on a W. There's not many teams that do that. And we want to send our seniors out with a W.
All right, final question, big picture stuff. As you're wrapping up this second season, as you look into the future, certainly very, very promising with a great group of young gals. And, of course, you're still hitting the recruiting trail, trying to shore up some situations there. Talk about big picture stuff, direction that you see you're going, as well as some exciting things for the future for the Lady Pilots.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a good core here of young players. And I think they're hungry to get into the off season. To be honest, even through some of the discouragement here down the stretch, I think they're really hungry to have a clean slate, a fresh start, and so we'll see how they pour in this spring. But we do have a good core group, and we feel like we're enhancing our roster with some of the recruits we're bringing in, and that's all you can ask for is just continually get better and keep grinding. And I think we do have the pieces that we're going in the right direction. It doesn't always show, I don't think, in terms of record, but I do think we're going in the right direction. I think the girls are bought in, the young kids, and they want to improve. It's going to be about, do we become better players in the spring and summer this summer, so when we get back next fall, we're ready to hit the ground running and take steps together as a team then, and start building on this team thing again. So
it's been great hanging out with you.
Thank you so much. Great season, Paul. Thanks to you and your crew. You guys have been fantastic to us, and we really appreciate what you do for us.
College basketball here today from Bethel College. The St. Francis Cougars in town to take on the Bethel Pilots. It's senior day, always an emotional day for high school student athletes, college athletes when they're in that position, parents, coaches. It's crazy for everybody when it's all said and done. Joining us here to try to spoil the senior day festivities for the home team here is Jason Ridge, the coach of the Cougars. And Jason, I know that you've been a high school coach and you've been a college coach in this position. Senior day is you have to fight through the emotions of something like this and make sure you stay focused at the job at hand, and that's playing a basketball game. How are you as the coach preparing your team through the years, whether it be high school or college, to get through some of the focus aspects of the emotions that the kids are going through, as well as even the coaches?
Yeah, I think one of the things that's really benefits every team is that you're 30 games in by now, right? And because you're 30 games in, you've probably faced some type of distraction during a season, right? There's been something going on that you've had to learn how to adjust to. But, from our standpoint, we treat it like we know it's going to be emotional, so we just embrace it. We try to do a lot of the things the night before. We try to have a lot of our more emotional discussions the night before and make sure we use it for what it's meant. It's meant to honor seniors. And, like as we prepare for Bethel here, you got El Sasser and Morgan, who've had a great career here. And I would guess from their side, they want to make sure that they honor all the, it's hard to get through 4 years of playing college basketball. And so I think, acknowledging that it's going to be emotional and it's going to be tough on parents and all of that stuff, and, handling what you need to handle before the game. But by this time of the year, most people have learned how to handle distractions and get through it. It's a little tougher because both Bethel and our team have young teams. Sure. And so you have seniors that have this emotional situation going on, and then you're playing freshmen who maybe haven't been in that situation a whole lot. So, we had ours on Wednesday, and I would say you get through those first couple 4 or 5 minutes and kind of move forward from there.
You look at both these squads here today, loaded in freshmen, the young kids. But at this stage, in most cases, this is the most amount of basketball they've ever played in their entire lives from a season standpoint. So you really don't know. You're kind of playing with house money, if you will, to seeing where they're going to go from there. Can you prepare for this?
You mean preparing for how, the season goes much longer? Yeah, I think that's really hard to prepare for. One of the things that we specifically have benefited from is that we have had a lot of players play here who have had postseason success, and so their teams have continued to go this long. But I do think that there's kind of like a body clock that goes on, and it's a little different the weather up here, but down by us it's been in the 50 degrees this week, and so it's you see the signs of spring going on, and for our players, from the day they've walked on campus until now, they've never not been a basketball player. They've had some basketball activity from now until then, and it is a grind, and it's really hard. I think that's where it's really important that you have like this vision that you want for your program. There's a place that you want to go. For us, there's things that we want to do in terms of national tournament that we've tried to keep ourselves locked in on that goal, and that timeline doesn't change. It doesn't matter if you're practice 1 or practice 80. You got to keep yourself focused in on what those things are that you want. And I don't know, from our standpoint, I can't say that it always works all the time, but from our standpoint, we've been able to keep our players pretty locked in on what we're trying to do.
Boy, I tell you what, it's been a tough week for you guys. You lost a couple players today. Josie Murphy, Sidney Crow, going to be out for the year. Two vital parts, and putting it in perspective, Murphy averaged 8 points, 3.5 rebounds. Crow, 7.5 points, 3.5 rebounds. All played significant minutes for you. Let's talk about such a difficult thing to make adjustments on the fly. Fortunately, in your case, you've got a really good group and a deep group.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard, because Josie Murphy's been such an emotional leader for us all year, and she's a great vocal leader. She's been through it. She's our best communicator in terms of that stuff. And, the 8 points, hopefully we can find somebody else to pick up the 8 points. It's the other things that she does in terms of getting people on the right page, talking us through adversity and things like that. We're going to really miss that. And Sidney Crow is one of the playmakers that we've been using all season long. So, when you're a team that benefits from, having a ball screen offense where you drive the ball, and we've lost our 2 best drivers, and that doesn't even count when we lost Lauren McBriar for the season at the beginning of the year. So, I mean, we've been adjusting all year long, and, it's been tough. And this conference is punishing when you're going through adjustments because no one cares, and you got to show up and you got to play every game and all the time. And, Bethel's going to be no different. They're good. I mean, and they have good young talent. And so it's our ability to, keep ourselves, going and moving forward, it's going to be a great test for us. But
Friends, and welcome to the campus of Bethel College for today's contest between the Cougars of the University of St. Francis and your Bethel College Lady Pilots. Bethel College welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to today's game. As participants in the NAIA's Champions of Character initiative, we ask each of you to help create a positive, competitive environment by showing respect for one another. On behalf of the Crossroads League and Bethel College, please enjoy this afternoon's game. And now will everyone please stand, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats for an opening prayer, followed by the playing of our national anthem. Let's pray together. Lord, we thank you so much for the gift of this day, for safety in travel and arriving here, and for the opportunity now to honor you by playing the game of basketball. We would ask for your hand of protection upon the players as they compete, that they may be free of injury. We pray that they would be able to truly enjoy the game. We pray, Father, that we would be able to honor and glorify you through the excellence by which we play and the attitude also which we bring to the game. Father, we thank you for what you're doing and what you're doing in our lives, what you're going to do even as we play today in this game. In Christ's name, amen. At this time, fans, let's meet the starters for the visiting Cougars from St. Francis. A 5'6" sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 20, Savannah Buck. A 5'10" sophomore from Fishers, Indiana, number 21, Kara Gurka. A 6'0" freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 24, Lindley Kistler. A 5'11" sophomore from Kendallville, Indiana, number 32, Chandler Jones. And a 5'9" freshman from Ottoville, Ohio, number 35, Alexis Thorbon. Head coach for the Cougars is Jason Ridge, assisted by Tom Ream, Scott Wessel, and Skylar Shern. And now, fans, let's meet the starters for your own Bethel College Lady Pilots. A 6'0" freshman from Springfield, Ohio, number 1, Jessica Irwin. A 5'6" sophomore from Goshen, Indiana, number 3, Tia Bruce. A 5'7" junior from Ann Arbor, Michigan, number 12, Kamala Glenn. A 5'8" senior from Marysville, Ohio, number 25, Katie Morgan. And a 6'1" senior from Mishawaka, Indiana, number 44, Caitlin L. Sasser. Head coach for the Lady Pilots is Eric Gingrich, assisted by Kat Gingrich, Kelsey Key, and Danny Wilkerson. And now, ladies.
All right, there you have all the details. Keith and company down there. Coach, boy, the big question today, Jason Ridge, how is he going to rearrange his lineup without his two best players, Josie Murphy and Sydney Crow? And he talked about it in the pregame show. Those are the gals who are the straws that stirs the drink. Big changes.
Yeah, fortunately, he's got a very talented Kara Gurka to lean on. And, you know, unlike the Pilots who come in with a 7-player rotation, this team's got about 20 players on the roster, so just be some role players get a chance to step up and take advantage of that opportunity.
And of course, you have the Division I transfer Lindley Kistler, who came in from Indiana, Purdue, or IPFW, if you will. Here's Alsasser with a basketball, drop step to the goal, missed the shot. The rebound ripped out of there by Kistler. And Kistler has got great inside presence, but she can also knock down the long ball. Here's a pass into the low post. Chandler Jones back out hop. Jones goes now to the right wing. Nice little jab step right wing by Buck. She'll launch the triple and knock it down. 3-0 Cougars.
Savannah Buck's 62nd three-pointer on the season, so have to be aware of where she's at on the floor. She's going to knock that down if you leave her open.
Alsasser foul line extended left, goes inside of the low post, knocked away nicely on rotation by Chandler Jones. And I spent some time with Jason Ridge prior to the ballgame, as you heard in that interview. He has had 11 different freshmen starting over the course of the last 2 years. There's a pass inside to Katie Morgan. Morgan back out to Alsasser. Her shot on the way, no good, but she was fouled from behind. That'll send Alsasser to the line for some free stuff. Caitlin on the year, the senior, who was playing in her 29th game. She has started 28 of them, averaging 6.6 a game. 6.6 rebounds a game, and 63% at the line. And she converts the first free throw in the first points of the day. How apropos is that? Is by one of the two seniors starting. Alsasser's second free throw, no good, 1 of 2 for her. And now here, it's a 3-1 ball game. Over the timeline now, St. Francis. Ball on the right side. Alexis Thornbond is in that lineup now. Is one of those replacements for Crow and Murphy, respectively. Ball on the right side wing now. Kistler on the dribble drive, stops, looks, skip pass here to the near wing. Here's Buck into the deep left corner, shot clock winding down, jump pass to the top. 3 on the way, no good on the offering by Jones, and here come the Lady Pilots from left to right.
It's a good defensive possession by the Lady Pilots, contesting shots and then finishing the possession with the rebound.
Lady Pilots, gray shorts, gray jerseys, blue numbers trimmed in white. St. Francis decked out in the black jerseys and the black shorts with white numbers, with Cougars written in italics in blue, trimmed in white on the front. Bethel moving from left to right on your screen. Ball on the far side wing now. with the ball. Irwin will launch the triple as she got blocked, and that's a shot clock violation.
So I think on the previous possession down here for Bethel, it was good defense. They forced St. Francis into a lot of passes. On the offensive end, I would say it's a good defense possession for St. Francis. Bethel was just stagnant. Cam Glenn held the ball for about 12 or 14 seconds.
With the ball over here, Thornbine goes baseline now here to Gurka, and she scores the easy layup. It's now a 5-1 Cougar lead here at the 7:56 mark.
And she just beat Jessica Irwin right off the dribble there.
Here's Glenn with a drive to the goal, and she is fouled by Chandler Jones.
It's a tough call right there for St. Francis as Cam initiated all contact, ran right into Jones.
Cam Glenn to the line, and she missed the free throw. This is a Bethel team that's shooting 72% from the line. They're averaging 58 points, giving up 68. They're out-rebounded by their opponents 37-31. They're averaging 11 assists, 19 turnovers, 38% from the field, 32% from beyond the arc, and 2 block shots per game. 1 of 2 for Cam Glenn, and it's now a 5-2 ball game here at the 7:45 mark. Far side wing now. St. Francis Savannah Buck comes out here into the deep left corner. And Kissler with a little jab step. She's tied up there. Back out here on the near wing now to Thornbine. Back to the far wing. Buck with a jump shot from 3, no good. Cam Glenn skies high for the rebound. Cam's pushing it up. Comes across to the top now, and she'll engage the offense there to start things over. Cam with the drive. Left side stops. Ball reversal back to the top to Irwin. Irwin on the dribble. Back to Taya Bruce.
Long on the
shot
three-point.
from 3, no good. And at the 7-minute mark, it's a 5-2 ball game. Back to the way, Gurka triple, no good. Ball ricochets into the corner, and I believe it went off of Bruce out of bounds. And it'll be USF basketball. Shayna Temple will check into the ball game, a youngster from Wayne Trace High School out in Payne, Ohio. Playing in her 26th game of the year, averages 2 points, 2 rebounds. With a basketball on the nice hustle play over here by Temple to keep that one alive. Never panicked.
That's what I was going to say. She kept her composure. She let it go in the backcourt rather than try and save it and risk it over in backcourt.
Should have been a traveling call on Gurka inside. Now here's Gurka on the step out. Drives. Nice job by Glenn to take away the drive. Back to the far wing now, Savannah Buck, the former Homestead Spartan. Looks, goes inside to Gurka. Gurka easily inside for a golden opportunity to score, and she was fouled. And that'll send Gurka to the line. Gurka's had a pretty good year, Coach. Started all 30 games for the Cougars, the 5'10 sophomore from Fishers High School. Averaged 18.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and assists. And she is a 40, check that. She is a 78% free throw shooter on the year, and she missed her first one.
Short on the first one. Now you've had same officials called both of those fouls. Both coaches have argued that their player was simply standing still and the offensive player initiated contact, so he's been consistent on both ends with this call.
Free throw on the way, good, so 1 of 2. It's a 6-2 Cougar advantage. And then we have a tie-up, nicely done on the play by Savannah Buck. As Katie Morgan will come out of the ball game now, as Kelsey Brickner will check in. And to inbound to the left of the lane, it'll be Savannah Buck. Buck looking for some help. Comes inside, driving to the lane, shot no good. Good movement by Chandler Jones down the right side of the lane.
It's going to be 2 fouls now on Jessica Irwin. Big mismatch there with Moritas trying to guard the 6-foot Lindley Kissler as well. See if St. Francis tries to exploit that next possession.
Substitutions forthcoming. Alexis Thornbond is going to check back into the ball game for USF, and it looks like Rebecca Shemorn is going to come into the ball game for the first time tonight for the Lady Pilots. Free throw on the way. Good for Jones, and it's now a 7-2 Cougar lead. Pilots have yet to score a field goal here in the early stages of this first quarter.
And Jessica Irwin is too talented offensively to be on the bench. It's been one of those things that's hurt her all year. She's going to have to work on that in the offseason, moving her feet and picking and choosing when she reaches in.
Here's Shemmerhorn over the timeline now. Goes out now to Moritas. Moritas at the top and between the rings. Michelle comes back to Shemmerhorn. Now to Brickner on the right wing, goes inside to Alsasser, hands it back off to Brickner. Ball deflects out to the perimeter, ball's on the floor, jump ball. Alternating possession favors the home team.
Not real good spacing there. Alsasser had good position on the post, but when they fed her, 2 cutters ran right by her, which brought a triple team to her. You got to give her the ball in the post and get out of her way. Let her go to work.
And it'll be Schemmerhorn to inbound of the ball to the right of the lane from her vantage point. Looking. Comes inside here and the ball thrown away.
It's frustrating. You dive on the floor to save your team the possession, then you can't even inbound the ball before you get right back to him.
Shayna Temple with a drive kick out here into the right side as Gurka with the pass there to trigger things up. And then now here's Brickner diving on the floor for the loose ball. It'll be St. Francis basketball. Good job by Brickner to get engaged there on that play.
I think she might be regretting the decision as she tries to get her wits about her there. She took one in the head, I think. But yes,
I like
good
it when
hustle.
athletes dive on the floor for loose balls.
Yep.
That means you're all in. Here's Temple with the basketball now here. Shayna goes back up high now here to Buck. Buck goes deep right corner now to Jones. Jones back out to the top of the ring now to Buck. She veers left side on the wing, stops there, lobs it inside the low post to Thornbaum. Thornbaum with a drive to score, and it's a 9-2 Cougar advantage here at the 5:38 mark. Once again, Bethel still has not scored a field goal in the ball game.
Now, and you saw again, they went right, took Moritas down to the low post and posted her up down there.
There's a pass inside to Alsasser, back to Moritas. A terrible pass inside on the entry. Here's Brickner going back door now to Schemmerhorn. Ball reversal, looking. Comes back out here now here to Moritas. She traveled, no call. Back to Schemmerhorn, deep right corner, 5 and a shot clock. Moritas throws it inside to Alsasser, bad pass.
Bailout.
The absolute bailout. Shayna Temple was there over the back of Alsasser. Common foul number 3 on the Cougars.
And the unfortunate thing for St. Francis there is that's going to be a shot clock violation. It was only 2 on the shot clock for Caitlin to catch that turn and score in 2 seconds.
Schemmerhorn to inbound to the right of the lane. Looking. Goes down to Brickner, deep right corner. Kelsey looking for some help.
No
Now
spacing.
back here on the top now is Moritas. The spacing is terrible. Moritas now in between the rings. Comes over here to Glenn. Glenn, little jab step, drives, round the back dribble, leans, kick back to Brickner. Brickner back to Schemmerhorn. Schemmerhorn looking, goes to Taya Bruce. Taya to the goal. Shot rejected, but Taya ricochets it out here, and then here's Glenn getting hammered on the perimeter here by Emma Applegate, the 6-foot freshman who comes from Niles, Michigan.
Look at the shot clock, Paul.
3 seconds on the shot clock.
They'll reset it because of the foul, but back-to-back possessions there where the Pilots had it down to 2 and got bailed out by a foul there. They got fouled with 3, so not getting a good look.
Emma Applegate, her brother's on the Penn boys basketball team. Dad's a superintendent at Niles up in Michigan. Here's Glenn with a drive, no good on the shot. Applegate will push it up here now. And over the timeline, here's Buck. Back to Applegate, deep left corner. Here's Temple on the drive, gives up the easy drive and score. 11-2. St. Francis at the 4:21 mark. Once again, St. Francis in command. Last time the Pilots scored was a free throw at the 7:48 mark. Eric Gingrich wants to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well. We'll be back with more of college basketball right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Glad you can join us here today. Crossroads League season finale across the 3 states, Ohio, Indiana, and Michigan, respectively. Coach, where's everybody at today?
13-4 Taylor, ranked number 16 in the country. They are leading 10-7 Grace, 13-7 right now in the first quarter. About 16-1 Marion, ranked number 5 in the country. They're playing 0-17 Goshen, and right now that scores 20-19 in the first quarter. So not a whole lot of
19 points for Goshen.
19 points for Goshen, yeah.
That's a lot.
But yeah, 40 combined points. There's still 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, so defense is optional. How about this one? Mount Vernon, 6-0 over Huntington, 6:41 to play. So the Pilots haven't scored a bucket in 6 minutes. Huntington hasn't scored a bucket either, so tough days for both of them.
Here's Moritas on the right wing. With a crossover, drives across the lane into the corner to Bruce. Taya steps out, ball thrown away. And now Coming out of the fray is Kara Gurka. And now from right to left, now here's Buck. Buck on the left wing, lobs it inside to the low post. Applegate comes back out high. Boy, I tell you what Applegate was thinking about. She had a wide open look. Here's a play inside. Brickner got beat on a box out. Back onto the drive. Here is Temple. She drives and scores. 13-2, 3:39 to go. Once again, the Lady Pilots have yet to score a field goal here at the 3:35 mark.
Now they have 3 turnovers and 3 shot attempts in the first quarter. So it's not like they're shooting poorly. They aren't even getting shot attempts.
Glenn on the dribble drive. Inside, dribbles it off her thigh, fakes, passes into the corner to Maritas. Michelle, shot no good. Rebound ricochets out here long now to Savannah Buck. Buck will push it up over the timeline now into the forecourt. Goes to Applegate on the far wing. Applegate looking. She's on the dribble. She's going to back it in. Comes back out top now to Gurka. Gurka with the spinner. Nice job defensively on the double down to create a bad situation. And then there's a beautiful give and go from Thornbaum to Gurka for the goal. 15-2. St. Francis in command at the 2:55 mark.
Gurka corralled the loose ball, threw it to the corner to Thornbaum, and it went right to the rack for the give and go. That's 5 points for Kara.
Here's Taya Bruce now in between the rings. Comes right side now to Maritas. Maritas one-on-one against Applegate. Hands it off to Cam Glenn. She'll come around to screen. Cam on the dribble. Leans, and she'll earn a pair of free throws. Once again, the Pilots still have yet to score a field goal here in the first quarter as Cam Glenn will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And now checking into the ball game for Jason Ridge's basketball team is Deshawnay Hinton, a 5'7" freshman who did her prep work at the same school that Trayvon Covington of the Bethel men's team went to. That's Snyder High School. As it'll be a free throw. That ends the drought, Coach. The last time Bethel scored was a free throw at the 7:48 mark. It's now 15-3.
Yeah. Caitlin Elsasser started the day with the free throw. Cam's now got 2 free throws. Goshen currently leading Marion 27-20 in the first quarter.
With the bat, that won't last.
No, but that's like a season high for Marion or for Goshen for a half, probably 27 points.
15-14 now as the pair of free throws are good for Cam Glenn and the Pilots. 11-point Cougar lead here. 2:27 to go first quarter. Ball in the hands of Hinton. Hinton on the far wing, back out to the top to Thornbaum. Goes inside of the low post to Applegate. Applegate scores on the block right. 17-4 in favor of the Cougars at the 2:14 mark. Here is Kelsey Brickner with a wide open triple. No good. A rebound. Ricochets off of the hands of Kistler into one of her teammates. And now here's Kistler with the ball on the left wing. Hits the trailer. Applegate goes inside of the low post. Skip pass to Hinton in the corner. Hinton's shot good from 3. 20-4. St. Francis turning this one into a rout here in the first quarter. Bethel still has yet to score a field goal, and a timeout by Eric Gingrich and company. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
When your child's in the hospital, the last thing you want to do is to leave their bedside.
If we had to leave the hospital at any time, it would have drove us nuts.
The family room was definitely a blessing for us. We needed to be close to our daughter, and it gave us exactly what we needed at that time.
Make a difference in the life of a family when they need it most. Give to the Ronald McDonald House at Memorial Children's Hospital in South Bend. Donate to our new house at loveshinethrough.org.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Paul Condry along with Coach Mark Gardner. Good to see Andrew Woodrich in the building. Andrew was the Bethel coach prior to Coach Gingrich being here and certainly played a significant role in Caitlin Elsasser's life. And, of course, Katie Morgan, the 2 seniors. Freshmen have never had a chance to meet Andrew. Really wonderful man of God, and want to wish him and his bride, who's the coach at the University of Indianapolis, best of luck in their endeavors. There's a traveling call on Katie Morgan.
Early numbers here, Paul. St. Francis is shooting 8 of 13 from the floor today. 62%. Pilots, 0 of 5.
With the ball now, St. Francis to move from right to left over the timeline now. Savannah Buck comes back out here to the top now here to Thornbaum. Back to Kistler at the near wing. Back to Hinton on the right wing. Hinton goes, oh, beautiful
go.
screen and roll as Applegate scores the easy goal. 22-4. St. Francis in command with 1:24 to go. And keep in mind, St. Francis is playing without Josie Murphy and Sidney Crow, two of their best players who are out for the year. So I think here's a bad pass and another turnover by the Pilots. Here's Brickner with the interception. Up court quickly now. Here's Michelle Moritas on the crossover. Over to Glenn. Cam looking for help. Cam on the drive, shoots, and finally scores at the 57-second mark. Bethel scores its first field goal.
22-6 trailers, and hopefully that'll get things going. But yeah, they only had 6 shot attempts this quarter. It's tough to score when you're only getting 6 shot attempts.
Hinton with the basketball at the free throw line, comes out high now to Applegate. She'll launch the triple. It caroms into the corner where no Pilots were available. They were significantly out of the play, and here's a turnover, a rare one for St. Francis. St. Francis comes into the ballgame, Mark, with 15 turnovers a game and 11 assists.
It's only their second turnover of the day, and they've both come in the last minute here. You had the Brickner steal on the pass on that one there, so they went about 8.5 minutes.
It's been a quiet day so far for Kara Gurka. She's normally the number 11 three-point shooter in the country, number 11 in scoring, number 13 in field goal percentage, number 17 in total points per game. And here's the ball into the hands. Here, three-point shot.
It's the exact look you want. Yeah, that's the look you want when you catch the ball in the low post. Usually opposite elbow, opposite wing should be wide open because of help side defense. That's exactly what happened there, but Brickner was short on the shot attempt. Yeah, Gurka's 2 for 3 today. She's got 5 points. Limited time, though. He's been playing a lot of players today.
He has to. He's trying to figure out what's going to work for him. This is really an important game for St. Francis, not from a win and losing standpoint, as Hinton scores on the drive. It's because when you take out 2 key, and that's going to be it. Quarter number 1's in the book, 24-6 our score. We'll take a timeout, come back, and we'll set the stage for the second stanza. You are listening to college basketball here, live from Bethel College on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
They say growth is a journey and not a destination. At Teachers Credit Union, we agree. Helping our communities grow has been our mission ever since we began our journey in 1931. And supporting our members' growth has helped us to become Indiana's largest credit union. And we're just getting started. Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
Our coverage of college basketball today being presented in part by ACOA. Do you want to be part of a company that is committed to excellence in their products and services? ACOA, AACOA, a division of Bonnell Aluminum, is a producer in aluminum extrusions and anodizing with job opportunities in their expanding production facilities in Elkhart and Niles, Michigan. For more information about the wages and benefits, the website is www.aacoa.com, and their phone number is 269-697-1372. That's 269-697-1372. 24-6 our score in favor of the team from Fort Wayne. Let's go over to Coach Gardner with our first quarter stats. Coach?
St. Francis 10 of 16 from the floor, 63%, 2 of 8 from three-point range, 2 of 4 from the foul line. Pilots are 1 of 7, 14%, 0 of 4, 4 of 6 from the foul line. St. Francis out-rebounded Bethel 10-4 in the first quarter. 5 turnovers for the Pilots, 2 for the Cougars.
It'll be Brickner and Martin along with Irwin, Kristen Moan, and Cam Glenn on the floor for the home team. Here is Cam Glenn with an 18-footer, knocks it down. 24-8 as Cam is
7 of the 8
7 of
points
the 8 are on her hand.
The only 2 buckets of the day are from Cam.
Here's a pass inside, an ill-advised pass by Buck, and the Pilots come away with a rare takeaway. Here is Cam Glenn. Pull up 13-footer way off the mark. Rebound, Deshaunay Hinton. And then the ball's thrown here in the midcourt area where Applegate tracks it down. Back over on the left side, triple. We said she was quiet, not anymore. Gurka buries the triple, 27-8 at the 9:03 mark.
That's a quick 5-point swing there. You missed the pull-up jumper badly and then don't get back on defense as a team and give up the transition 3 to Gurka.
And that's a 5-second violation right
should be
there.
About 7 seconds, yeah. 18 on the shot clock, so there was only 1 pass to Martin. So somehow they only counted to 5, but that was a long. You got to do something. Got to put the ball on the floor. Got to be ready to move off the ball. Not a good start for the Pilots. If you're not going to shoot well, you better defend. And when you're letting your opponent shoot 65%, It's a recipe for disaster.
Hinton hands it off now to Applegate. Back out to the top now to Jones. And over here on the near side wing, now to Buck. Back into the corner. 3-point shot on the way off the front of the iron on the Gurkha offering. And then here comes Irwin and the Pilots to push it up. Irwin over the timeline now. A little jab step. Irwin, one-on-one against Hinton. Still on the look, goes to Martin on the far wing now. Martin waiting. Passes over here to Moan. Moan on the drive, pull up 13-footer, in and out, no good. Rebound ripped out of there nicely by Savannah Buck. Buck flies up the floor, hits the trailer Applegate for a shot and a score. Nice job of running the floor by USF. 29-8, 8:01 to go.
Applegate now with 6 points in the afternoon. Gurkha leads the way with 8, Hinton with 5.
With the ball, Bruce goes right side now to Moan. Moan had it nearly taken away. Bounce pass to the top now to Martin. Back to Brickner on the far wing. Brickner on the jab step, backs it up. Will launch to 3. Blocked out there by Chandler Jones. Irwin corrals it into the corner to Taya Bruce. Taya triple, no good. Rebound into the drum section, and it'll be Cougar basketball. They lead at 29-8. 7:36 to go, first half.
Pilots now 0 of 6 from 3-point range.
Savannah Buck will walk it up over the timeline now into the forecourt. Goes to the left side now to Dejanay Hinton. Hinton will drive down the right side of the lane, gets free, rolls the finger roll up there, and Irwin with the rebound. Up court quickly now here to Shemmerhorn. Shemmerhorn stops, looks, top of the circle pass here to Irwin, and then she engages to the far side wing. Now back in between the rings on the dribble. Back to Shemmerhorn, 15 on the shot clock, 7:08 first half game clock. Her club at 29-8 trailer. And then there's a kick on the Cougars inside. That'll give the Pilots an extra 5 seconds on the shot clock. Good to see Haley Brown here in the building. Haley had surgery yesterday. Member of the Bethel women's volleyball team. Key clog over the last 4 years for the Pilots. There's a pass inside. Once again, a bad pass. And here come the Cougars. Over the timeline now, Hinton hits the trailer. Here's Kistler. Shot from 3, no good. A rebound into the hands of Bruce. Up court quickly now to Moritas. Moritas is going to drive. Jump pass here to Alsasser, and she's fouled from behind by Chandler Jones.
It's a nice little drop off there by Moritas, attacking the defense and hitting the trailer. So Alsasser will head back to the line. It's going to be Chandler Jones' second foul, team's first foul of the quarter.
And to the line now will be Caitlin Alsasser. I wish Caitlin best of luck as she's going to be going down to IUPUI. And the free throw good by the senior from Mishawaka. Tanya and I were talking earlier this morning, and you think about it, Coach. Caitlin Alsasser, Mishawaka High School senior. Tegan Schulteis, senior. Holy Cross College. Indiana University South Bend, Paige Avery. 3 4-year players for those respective schools, all from right here in Mishawaka.
Yeah, that was a solid high school team that Kevin Gradeless had over there, and they've gone on to have good, productive college careers, and now it's time to go out and do something good, and this is out in the real world for them.
A pair of free throws for Kate makes it now a 29-10 lead as their turnover there on the visitors from Fort Wayne.
Yeah, Shelby Nelson was on that team,
yes.
Right? Taylor Parmley. Lauren Grew was an underclassman that played on that team, so about 7 or 8 players from that one squad went off to play college basketball.
And my wife says to me, how come that team didn't win the state championship? Here's a shot blocked by Alsasser. Inside is Lindy Klisler said, nah, I don't think so, to the senior from Mishawaka. Here's Hinton from the right corner. Shot no good. Rebound. Michelle Moritas knocks Buck into March. And for Moritas, that's her first foul. And that will be the first foul on the Pilots here in the quarter, I believe. There's a pass inside, ball deflected around, and who's got it? We have a jump ball. The Gurkha and Irwin alternating possession favors USF. USF, who led 24-6 at the first quarter break, now has a 29-10 lead here.
So, again, the Pilots have played Even basketball, 5-4 this quarter, but that first quarter killed them. St. Francis has more baskets made than Bethel has baskets attempted.
Here's Hinton with the ball on the right wing, knocked away by Taya Bruce. Back here to Kistler on the near wing. Kistler passes inside to the low post. Gurka skips it out to Buck and then back to Hinton. Hinton on the drive, finds Buck in the wing. Now back out top to Gurka. Gurka on the drive. She throws up a prayer. She lost her footing. Nice job by Taya Bruce to cut off that drive. And St. Francis has nothing to show for that offensive opportunity. Here's Moritas here at the top now. Dribbles to the right wing, back on the reversal to the top. Now to Irwin, back to Taya Bruce, and now here to Moritas at the point. Now they go to the right elbow now to Cam Glenn. Glenn hands it off here to Taya Bruce. Bruce drives, shoots. Kistler with a block shot, her second in as many possessions.
It's the 5th block shot for St. Francis.
With the ball now, Savannah Buck comes out high here now to Thornbaugh. Lobs it inside to the low post now to Gurka. Gurka with a jump shot and a score. 31-10. Jason Ridge's club in command at the 4:57 mark of the second quarter.
Gurka with 10 now. We saw her drop a three-pointer earlier. She had a nice give and go, and there she just used her post move.
There's a pass inside now to Cam Glenn, and Cam throws it away.
Turnover number 8 for the Lady Pilots this afternoon.
Now Sasser coming out of the ball game now. And back into the contest will be Irwin and Brickner. St. Francis, Jason Ridge was very concerned about the loss of Crow and Murphy, and they haven't missed a beat. Out to the top, Gurka goes to Buck in the right corner. Buck on the dribble drive. Back out to the point now to Thornbaum. Back over on the left wing on the jab step is Cumberland. Cumberland goes inside of the low post. Back out to the right corner now to Kistler. Triple off the rim, no good. Rebound and a foul over the back. Whistled on Alexis Thornbaum.
It's going to be her second, the team's third.
And it'll be BC basketball, a 21-point trailer here in the second quarter to move from left to right. Ball, Moritas goes right side now here to Cam Glenn. Cam looking for help, face guarded out here, goes to Irwin, back to Taya Bruce on the top. Back to the right side now to Irwin. Irwin back to Moritas. Moritas looking for help with 10 on the shot clock. Moritas looking, still on the dribble, crosses over, goes back over here. A three-point shot by Irwin, no good. A rebound, Kistler. Once again, the Lady Pilots one and done.
Yeah, no offensive rebounds in the first half for Bethel.
With the basketball here now. Gurka looking for help. Back to the right side now to Kistler. Kistler on the jab, comes out here to the top. They go inside the low post now to Gurka. A foul on Irwin, that's her third. And she's probably done for the half. The Lady Pilots' inability to create their own shot is probably their single biggest undoing, Coach.
That's what I was thinking. On St. Francis, and every one of those players can pump fake and get to the rack.
Right.
And over here for Bethel, it's just a lot of perimeter passing. Very few people other than Cam really with the ability to get to the rack and create a shot. Moritas can get to the basket, but she isn't looking to score as often.
Here's Gurka with a jump shot, and she was fouled on the inbounds play and got hit in the face.
Well, with Elsasser on the bench, they're going to feed Gurka all day in the low post.
Last time these two clubs played, St. Francis beat the Pilots 83-58. And they're well on their way to doing just that now. Here with 3 minutes and 32 seconds to go. Here in the second quarter, they have a 31-10 lead. Bethel comes in averaging 58 points a game. 1 of 2 for Gurka, and she's going to come out of the ball game now.
11 points here in the first half for her.
32-10 our score. We have a scoreboard update. I believe Indiana University South Bend with the lead here as Brickner loses the ball. Back out to Taya Bruce. I don't know why Taya just doesn't take the jump shot. Taya back out here to Brickner. Brickner on the drive. Scores. The first time they've scored, Mark, off the dribble drive the entire ball game.
Yeah, it's first time that somebody besides Cam's really attacked the basket hard there. Yeah, IUSB leading Judson 15-13 at the end of one. Another turnover for USF. They now have 5 turnovers.
Tanya Condry is a funny gal. She wants to know which team has had the most trouble scoring. The Lady Pilots of the Chicago Blackhawks. And right now, neither one of them have been very good offensively. Here's Schemmerhorn back out to the top now to Cam Glenn. Cam on the dribble drive through the traffic, hands it over here to Brickner. Brickner to the goal, and a blocking foul called as Brickner
just kind of lowered her shoulder and dribbled into 3 people there. Bailed out by the official, Coach Ridge. Be a little bit patient because he's up by 20, but and he's saying his player's backpedaling. Brickner ran her over, and it's a tough call.
And Brickner going to the line on the year for the number 30.
77% foul shooting.
Yep, 11 points, 3 rebounds. She's able to convert the first one. Jason knows the Brickner family well. Of course, Jason coached at Northridge, and Brickner's father was involved in sports over there, so I've been told. 32-14, 2:32 to go. Ball here in the deep left corner now. Savannah Buck back out to the top to Applegate. Swings it right side now to Kistler. Kistler, guarded by Bruce, comes back out to the point to Thornbaum. Back on the left wing now here, Bree Cumberland, the Whitco native. Back out to Applegate, 8 on the shot clock. Applegate goes to Kistler. Deep right corner now to Buck. Buck, triple off the iron, no good. A rebound, ricochets, and the Lady Pilots come away with it on that 50-50 ball. Here is Moritas over the timeline now. Puts on the brakes. Still a dribble, and then they're going to call an offensive foul on a legal screen. On another turnover on the Lady Pilots.
Taya Bruce picks up that foul, her first, team's 4th. So USF will be shooting in the final 2 minutes if there's a foul.
Whitney Will checks into the ballgame, a 6-foot freshman who did her prep work at Fort Recovery High School in Ohio.
Look down to our left there, Paul. I see big Ryan Wasink in the house. First time I've seen him back home since he graduated.
I would agree with you.
Good to see him here.
I don't remember that as well. It is good to see. A lot of special things planned for our Senior Day men's broadcast, as you would expect. Here's Applegate with the drive inside for the score. 34-14, 1:40 to go in the first half of play.
Applegate comes in averaging 4.5 a game. She has 8 in the first half. So you talk about people filling the gap there.
Brickner triple, good. 34-17. Coach, that's the first 3 ball of the night for the Lady Pilots.
Yeah, they are 1 for 7 from downtown. Brickner now with 7 points.
Buck with the ball comes out high now to Applegate. Applegate back over here on the left side now to Thornbaum. Back to the far wing. Now they go inside to the low post. To Will, back out to the top. Applegate, nothing but the bottom of the net. 37-17. Applegate with the 3 ball.
She's got 11.
Brother, a big member of the Penn boys basketball team.
Yeah, he's sitting across the way over there, and he kind of opened his eyes up pretty big when she dropped that triple.
Here's the ball into the drive. Moritas goes into the corner to Schemmerhorn, and she stepped on the sideline.
And again, much like earlier when Martin did the right thing, skip pass here, opposite wing, Brickner airball the 3. Baseline drive, kick to the opposite corner is exactly what you want as a coach, but you can't be standing out of bounds when you catch the ball. So the right idea, wrong execution a couple times today for the Pilots.
With the ball now here, Thornbaum at the top. Looking over on the right wing now to Buck.
Got to get the ball inside to Gurka.
Back out here, Applegate, 3.
Or that.
Good. Applegate putting on a show here in front of her family. 40-17, 20 seconds to go.
Look at her brother's reaction across the way. She averages 4.5 points a game. She has 14 in the first half. She came in with 14 triples, shooting 20% from three-point range. She's knocked down 2.
Brickner on the drive, and she is fouled on the perimeter by Whitney Will. Common foul on the hand check. Al Sasser will check in for Bethel. And coming out of the game is Brickner. Substitutions being made. Bucks coming out of the ball game now for USF as Hinton returns. And Cam Glenn passes over here in the corner. 3-point shot on the way by Bruce, no good. Al Sasser the rebound and left it short. 2 quarters have been complete here at Bethel College. The St. Francis Cougars in command as they go to the halftime. Our score 40-17. We'll be back with more of College Buckets right here from Mike Lightfoot Court on Regional Radio Sports.
Every day, The men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
It's pouring rain. It's real dark outside. Your heart starts beating really, really fast. You've never done anything so hard in your life. This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. It's such extreme pain, you don't understand how you can finish. I began to feel that there was no way I was ever going to have my title, U.S. Marine. It takes special inner strength, courage, and desire to do this. I was just thinking, I'm so close. I'm so close. And when I finished, I was like, I'm done. I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admired so much comes up to me straight in front of me, put her arm on my shoulder and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Glad you can join us here on Regional Radio Sports. Let's take a look at our first half numbers in the ball game. First of all, for the team, St. Francis 16-29, shooting for 55%, 5 of 16 from beyond the arc, 31%. Cougars 3 of 6 at the line. Cougars 4 offensive caroms, 11 defensive for a total of 15. Bethel, those same numbers, Bethel only took 16 shots in the first half. They were 4 of 16, 1 for 8 from downtown. Pilots, one positive. They were 8 of 10 at the line. Bethel had 1 offensive rebound, 10 defensive rebound. So the Cougars won the rebound war, 15-11. 9 fouls on St. Francis, 6 on the Pilots. 10 assists for St. Francis, Bethel with 2. Turnovers, Bethel with 10, St. Francis with 5. 4 block shots for USF, 1 for Bethel. 2 steals for the Pilots and 3 steals for the Cougars. Let's go over to Coach Gardner, and he's got our first half individual numbers. Coach?
For the visitors, Savannah Buck was 1 for 4. They were all 3-point attempts. She's got 3 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Kara Gurka, 4 of 7 from the floor, 1 of 3 from downtown, 2 of 4 from the foul line, 11 points and a steal. Lindley Kistler was 0 of 2 from the floor. They were both 3-point attempts, but she did grab 4 rebounds and block a couple shots. Chandler Jones, 0 of 1 from the floor, 1 of 2 from the foul line, 1 point, 2 blocks, but she has 2 fouls. Alexis Thorban was 1 of 1 from the floor, 2 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, but she's also playing with 2 fouls. Shayna Temple, 2 of 3 from the floor. She has 4 points, playing with 2 fouls. Hinton was 2 of 4 from the floor, 1 of 2 from downtown. 5 points, 1 rebound. She did a great job of attacking the basket in that first half. Bree Cumberland did not score. Emma Applegate, 6 of 7 from the floor, 2 of 3 from downtown. 14 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and a steal in 11 minutes. And Whitney Will came in and played the final 2 minutes, picked up an assist and a foul. For the Pilots, Jessica Irwin, 0 of 1 from the floor, 3 rebounds, but she's playing with 3 fouls, only played 10 minutes. Caitlin Elsasser, 0 of 2 from the floor, 3 of 4 from the foul line. She's got 3 points, 3 rebounds. Taya Bruce, 0 of 3 from the floor. They were all 3-point attempts. She's got 2 rebounds. Cam Glenn, 2 of 4 from the floor, 3 of 4 from the foul line, 7 points, 1 rebound. Katie Morgan, did not score in 5.5 minutes. Becca Scammerhorn has a foul. Michelle Marias 0 of 1 from the floor. She has 1 foul. Kelsey Brickner 2 of 4 from the floor, 1 of 3 from downtown. She has 2 free throws to go along with that. So 7 points and a rebound. Kristen Moan missed her only shot attempt.
Our coverage of college basketball today being presented in part by our friends at ACOA, AACOA. Do you want to be part of a company that is committed to excellence in their products and services? ACOA, a division of Bonnell Aluminum, is producer in aluminum extrusions and anodizing with job opportunities in their expanding production facilities in Niles and in Elkhart. For more information about the wages and benefits, the website is www.aacoa.com, and the phone number is 269-697-1372. They're hiring right now, so call them, 269-697-1372. Our coverage also being presented in part by our friends at the Gates Automotive Group. Gates Chevrolet, Toyota 1000 used, selection, price, trust. It must be true. Gates in Michiana for nearly 100 years.
You know that Gates Toyota has over 100 certified pre-owned at one Southside location? Just over the hill from high prices at Gates Toyota. Not just the prettiest dealership in Michiana, also the prettiest cars.
Gates knows. Now you know. They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines. A tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports here at the intermission. 40-17. It has been all St. Francis from the opening three-point basket that the Cougars knocked down. They have raced away with this one thus far, 40-17. Our score was 24-6 at the end of one, 40-17. Coach, first of all, let's take a look at what's going on in the Crossroads League around the Midwest.
Marion leads Goshen 43. Make sure, I'm sorry, Goshen leads Marion. I just put Marion on top because I assumed. Goshen leads Marion 43-35 at the half. Goshen comes in averaging 54 points a game. They scored 43 in the first half there. Taylor leads Grace 39-30 at the half. Mount Vernon leads Huntington 34-29 at the half. Iowa and Spring Arbor did a little flip-flop for us today, and so actually the men are playing first. And at the half, Indiana Wesleyan's men lead Spring Arbor 34-26.
And just a note just got handed to me by Bethel Athletic Director Tom Visker. The Bethel College men's track team who are competing today at the NCCAA Indoor Nationals. After 13 events, the Bethel men's track team is in the lead with 120 points. Dallas Baptist with 68 and Cedarville with 62. So Tony Natale's men's track team at the NCCAA Indoor Nationals are off to a great start. Wishing them best of luck and hope they can bring home another blue banner here to the Gates Gymnasium. Our coverage of Bethel College sports on Regional Radio Sports is brought to you in part by Gates Toyota. When everybody has their hand out for your sweet refund check, Gates Toyota says, we don't need no stinking refund check. $5 measly gets you Toyota Corolla for just $159 a month. Just a $5 makes you a driver at Gates Toyota. We'll be back with more and some analysis from Coach Gardner right after this on Regional Radio Sports. Hi, this is Paul Condry of the Regional Radio Sports Network. That may be my professional title, but did you know that I'm also the son of a U.S. Navy World War II veteran and a proud father of a United States Marine? Let me share with you something very close to my heart. It's called the Semper Fi Fund, and its program America's Fund, which provides immediate lifetime support for post-9/11 wounded, critically ill, and injured members of the U.S. Armed Forces, veterans, and their families to ease recovery and transition back home to their communities. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. The basic idea that drives these efforts is simple. For as much as our heroes have sacrificed, they deserve the best care and support available in their hour of need, whenever it may occur. The Semper Fi Fund, a 4-star charity and an A+ rating, has served over 16,000 members since 2004. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. For more information, visit them online at www.semperfifund.org.
Mothers know minivans. Gates knows minivans. More vans, more colors, more models and brands. Gates, more locations in Michiana, more savings.
Gates knows. Now you know.
Paul Condry along with Mark Gardner. Glad you could join us here at the intermission. It has been all St. Francis. And this one, Coach, if you're head coach Jason Ridge, you have to feel very, very good about the way your team has come out focused and ready to go. And keep in mind, they didn't have any time to get in a lot of reps with Josie Murphy and Cindy Crow going down, both of them going down for the rest of the year in the last 48 hours. So heads up to the Cougars on making great adjustments.
Yeah, we talk all the time about knowing your role and being ready when your number's called. And obviously there were players sitting on that bench that haven't gotten as many minutes on a regular basis as they've gotten today, but they took advantage of the opportunity. It's a great first half. Now you're a little concerned because you don't want them going in thinking, well, that was easy. I always tell my guys at halftime, the first half just shows you by how many points you can get outscored by if you play really well and the other team doesn't. So, if the roles get reversed, we're in for a good game. I've seen that happen before. I've been on both ends of that, where I was up by 20 and lost a game, and I was down by 20 and won a game. And so first half is important to set the tone, but you still have to come out and play the second half.
Taking a look at the Crossroads League, we do know this in women's basketball, that Marion and Indiana Wesleyan, Taylor, and with St. Francis with a win here today, we're all going to get home games based upon the way things are going to go. I checked that. Correct myself. Grace is going to get a home game as of as the way it turns out right now, even if St. Francis gets a win here today. So let me correct my notes there. But and the two teams that are not going to get any postseason opportunities are going to be Goshen and Bethel. And
we know Spring Arbor's at Marion. That one's set in stone. You got Mount Vernon, St. Francis, and Huntington all coming in here one game apart. So those other three road teams are playing to see where they're going to go.
Looking at the men's side of things, the what-if scenarios on the men's goes like 140 different mathematical equations according
that only Andrew Bowen understands, right?
And Tony Miller. Between Tony Miller and Andrew Bowen, these two guys have sorted out any potential option would happen.
And the good news for us with IWU playing early is we'll probably get half of those options eliminated after that Spring Arbor Indiana Wesleyan score comes in, which will make it a little bit easier for us as we go through the afternoon
exactly.
games. Yeah.
And which makes the men's game, the men's game is vitally important for both IWU and for St. Francis. If IWU wins today against Spring Arbor, they win the conference championship regardless of what St. Francis does here today, because IWU was able to knock off St. Francis in both opportunities. So they own the tiebreaker if that's the case. But once again, St. Francis with an opportunity here to, on the men's side, coming in, want to make their point that they can share a piece of that Crossroads League championship for a senior class that's won 106 games, I think it's what it's all said and done. I think that's pretty special.
Yeah, and it's when you look at the roster for both IWU and St. Francis this year on the men's side, I don't think you're wowed by the names on the roster, but those guys go out and work hard every day, and as a team, they feed off each other, they understand their roles, and they make each other better, and that's why they've had success. But those programs now, along with Bethel, for about 10 years now, you've had those three programs up at the top dominating.
Well, I talked with Chad Lacrosse and with Ron Lightfoot right now. The Bethel seniors with 103 wins. The St. Francis Cougars teams, I believe, has 106, according to the St. Francis stat folks. Regardless, two senior classes that have won everything that they have tried to do. They've all four of the senior classes, it appears that they're going to be going to the national tournament for 4 straight years. 100-plus wins. They'll be able to look back on their college careers with a lot of pride, because they were part of something really, really special. And there are some programs in the country that have never even been to the NAIA national tournament. And yet here you have two classes that we're going to see on the men's side who are going to, those boys are going to be going to the national tournament every year that they had a chance to play college basketball. That's a rarity at any level.
Absolutely. We always talk about what a blessing it is just to get there and to be able to say that you got there. And I think that's one of the things with, if you're at Iowa, St. Francis, Bethel, you expect to be there. You know, other teams hope to get there. Those three teams expect to get there, and that's what's been established.
All right, Lady Pilots coming out, gray shorts, gray jerseys. They'll have the ball to get things going here. Katie Morgan and Caitlin Elsasser, the two Bethel seniors who have started today's game. They'll be joined out there by Cam Glenn, Jessica Irwin, and Taya Bruce. Taya's been pretty quiet offensively. For St. Francis, it's going to be Buck, Gurka, Kistler, Jones, and Thornbaugh, respectively, as Kistler's going to be matched up inside against Caitlin Elsasser on the defensive side. Here's Irwin with the ball inside to the low post to Elsasser. She's going to drive across the lane, jump pass out to Cam Glenn. Cam, pull up 16-footer, no good. Ball ricochets out to Bruce. Bruce on the drive, and there's another block shot by Kistler, but it comes back here to Morgan. Here's a jump shot from the left elbow, banked up and in by Irwin. And it's a 40-19 ball game. That's the first time that the Lady Pilots have come out and really played a fine offensive possession.
Yeah, it's Irwin's first 2 points of the day.
And here's a steal. Katie Morgan.
Remember,
intercepts.
Cam Glenn had 7 of the first 8 points, Paul, and she has not scored since then.
Cam with the ball on the right side wing. Still on the dribble. Now dribbles to the point. Runs the offense from there. Now comes back out to Katie Morgan on the left side. Now lobs it inside to Elsasser. Elsasser triple team. Back to Cam at the point. 10 on the shot clock. Goes right side now to Irwin. Back out to Cam. Cam will drive. Leans over here to Bruce. Triple, no good. Ball ricochets, and Elsasser grabs the rebound. Tries to hit Bruce, and then the ball in the 50-50 situation, and Cam Glenn will mix it up in there with Savannah Buck, and it'll be USF basketball.
Second time this possession, Taya Bruce has been knocked over.
21-point lead. St. Francis diving on the floor for loose balls. Gotta like it if you're Jason Ridge and company.
It says a lot about your team right there.
Yeah. Along with assistant coach Scott Wessel, Tom Rem, they have to feel very, very good about their youngsters. Here's Buck with the basketball on the drive. Veers out here. Goes inside to the low post now to Jones. Jones skip pass out here. Kistler, 3 off the rim, no good. Rebound into the hands of Irwin. She has not been able to find the spot. She had the sweet spot against Bethel the first time around. She knocked down all those triples. Big matchup inside between Kistler and Elsasser. Two bodies leaning up against each other. Here's Bruce at the top. Finds Glenn. Cam wide open triple. Good. 40-22. Lady Pilots have started the second half on a 5-0 run. First time they have scored back-to-back field goals.
I remember, Paul, first quarter, what was it, 9 minutes without scoring a field goal. And here they've got 2 field goals in the first 2 minutes.
Bethel didn't get their first field goal. Here's a block shot by Elsasser inside on Chandler Jones. Bethel didn't score its first field goal until 57 seconds to go in the first stanza. Here's a ball deflected out of bounds off the hands of Buck.
I gotta say, Taya Bruce hit it last. Taya's not arguing.
And it will be USF basketball. Coming out of the ball game now will be Chandler Jones. And back onto the floor will be Temple. There's Temple in the corner, comes back out here to the top. Back to Kistler on the right wing now.
I think if Gurka gets the ball, Irwin's going to pick up her 4th foul down there in the low post.
Far wing now, Buck on the dribble drive. Back to Kistler on the right wing. Deep right corner they go. There's Temple on the jab step drive. Goes past Elsasser. Missed the shot. Caitlin may have got a piece of it. And may have got a body on the 2. No call. Here is Cam Glenn here on the near wing. Guarded by Kistler. Lux goes now to Bruce on the far wing. Now to Irwin in the deep right corner. Irwin on the dribble. Now dribbles to the top. Jessica Irwin looking for some help. Comes back out to Glenn. Now back here to Morgan on the near wing. Lobs it inside, and she throws it away. I think if there's one thing that I would like to start the season over with this Lady Pilots basketball team, and that would be to understand the dynamics of the pass to the low post.
Post entry passes. Got to have the right angles. Here's Bruce from the corner.
Triple good. Taya knocks down the 3 ball, and the Lady Pilots are now within 15 as they started the half on an 8-0 run.
Talked about this at halftime. It's a beware for that St. Francis team. Don't get comfortable.
Buck goes inside of the low post now to Gurka. Gurka double team. Back out to the Top now to Thornbaum. Thornbaum, back out here, ball knocked away. Irwin tries to track that, and she is fouled on the ensuing play by Gurka.
It's going to be Gurka's first.
And hopping off the bench will be Chandler Jones. And coming out of the ball game will be Kistler.
Breckner checks in for Katie Morgan for the Pilots.
And now here's Cam Glenn walking it up now into the forecourt. Still on the hard look, goes up high now. Elsasser nearly had it stolen away. She turns and squares up, back over here in the near wing now to Glenn. Back out to Taya Bruce. Taya thinks about the tray. She'll back it up and she'll load up the tray. High off the iron on the shot, rebound Savannah Buck. Buck to push it up. Over the timeline on the far side wing. Back out to the top now to Jones. Jones back to Temple, back to Jones inside. Skip pass into the corner. That one was right through the hands of Savannah Buck. Cougars have yet to score here in the half, and Jason Ridge is not happy with his squad. He's going to take a timeout and get a reset from him. The Lady Pilots starting the third quarter on an 8-0 run to close it to 15. That's where we're at. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Ace Rental is your one-stop shop for tents, tables, chairs, linens, china, flatware, and other accessories. Celebrating over 50 years in business, Ace Event Rental remains family-owned and operated and holds the largest, most extensive inventory in the Michiana area. Stop by their new showroom at 805 West Edison Road in Mishawaka or visit their website at acerental.com. We also want to thank our friends at McDonald Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. And we'd like to thank them for supporting our broadcasts and throughout the years. Thanks to our good friend Fran McDonald's. They're located at 1005 Hickory Road in South Bend and the St. Lee Am Hall on the campus of the University of Notre Dame. With a basketball now here, Taya Bruce at the top, looking for some help. Hands it off to over here to Cam Glenn. Glenn looking for help. Skip pass over here to Irwin for the layup. Nice pass by Glenn. And just like that, the Lady Pilots are within 13, the 5:21 mark.
Talk about the importance of coming out of a timeout, Paul, and executing, and that's exactly what the Pilots did. St. Francis called the timeout, but it allowed Bethel to draw up a play.
Thornbaugh switches the pivot feet, no traveling call. Buck with the ball right wing now. Skip pass now here to Temple on the far wing. Temple on the drive, missed the shot. And a foul whistled inside on the drive as Shayna Temple, the Ohio native.
It's a good drive by Temple when her team needed a basket. They haven't been able to score from the field, so you get yourself to the foul line.
Temple, 2 points, 2 rebounds a game. She's a 70% free throw shooter. The right-handed free throw shot is good. And so St. Francis scores its first point of the third quarter at the 5:03 mark. It's now 41-27. I like the timeout by Jason Ridge just to get a reset. Temple's second free throw, no good. Rebound. Elsasser had it knocked away from behind.
Knocked away by Temple, hustling after it.
Ball over here on the right side wing now. Temple looking for some help. And a foul called on, I think it was on Taya Bruce.
Yeah, it's going to be Taya's second.
It was all over Chandler Jones.
Well, you have your options there. Chandler Jones has a big mismatch there against Taya. You've got Cam Glenn trying to guard Gurka on the low post. Now Irwin's going to match up with Gurka.
There's a pass inside. And, Applegate had it stolen away by Taya Bruce. Taya's going to take it coast to coast for the right-handed layup. 41-29, Lady Pilots. A good start here in this third stanza. Here's Temple back the other way with a drive, the shot, and terrible defense by the Pilots on that exchange.
Yeah, you had a breakaway layup, so you should have been back on defense, everybody except for Taya Bruce, and yet they just gave it right back.
And here's the ball here. Irwin at the top going to Brickner on the right wing. She had it knocked out of her hands out of bounds, but into the hands of Bruce. Back to Elsasser. Elsasser's going to back it in, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Caitlin Elsasser.
It's a weak call right there. That's just a good, strong move by a post player.
And to move from left to right now will be the St. Francis Cougars, a 43-29 leader. Over the timeline now is St. Francis here at the top now. Chandler Jones goes right side now to Gurka. Gurka double dribbled actually. Comes out Buck in the corner. Savannah Buck still on the look. Skip pass to the top now to Jones. Back to Temple in the right corner. Temple on the drive, cut off by Moritas. Good ball movement and spacing by USF. Jump shot on the way, good. How apropos for Savannah Buck. 46-29 USF.
Yeah, full court press here. We've seen the Pilots struggle with this all year, so St. Francis breaking out the press, see what it does.
Here's the ball into the hands of Irwin. She drives, shoots, and scores. Coming down the lane, 46-31. 3:29 to go in the third quarter.
Paul, you look at the floor, though, in the black jerseys. All freshmen and sophomores playing for this team.
Back out to the top now. Applegate gets it into the far side to Buck. Jump shot no good. And Temple just went over the back that time of Moritas, and Moritas stepped on the end line. The Pilots' inability to find a body and put a body on somebody has been the other bugaboo that's hurt this team. They are, I get the impression that they do not like contact. With a basketball out here high. I may suggest there's a ball deflected and Moritas tries to come away with the steal, but a good hustle nonetheless.
Yeah, that's a tough mismatch there with Gurka posting up Moritas, but she fought through it, got her hands on it.
I was down at the Marion practice last week, Coach, this week I should say, when we're down there for the men's game. And Katie Gerals has some graduate students, former college basketball players, and high school stars practicing against our women's team.
Which is what you see at Division I levels. You don't see it at this level very often. But yeah, Notre Dame, Duke, all those schools have guys that come practice against their women's teams.
There's the ball inside now here to Cam Glenn, back to Bruce. Bruce shovels
Nice
it
pass.
inside to
Ooh.
Brickner and goes right through her hands out of bounds.
That's a good look there. Maybe a little too much on it, but Kelsey's got to be ready for that. That's a nice little look there.
And to move from left to right, it's a 46-31 Cougar advantage with 2:41 to go. Buck goes to Temple on the far wing. Temple on the drive, stops. I try a little screen and roll, and that was deflected off a Lady Pilot. Once again, the first quarter, the bugaboo for the Lady Pilots, where they were outscored 24-6 as they're trying to scratch and claw themselves out of a hole. And they actually closed that lead to one point in time to, I believe it was 12 at 41-29. Back here, Temple goes inside and a hold on Cam Glenn. That's a good call by the official there.
Yeah, and that's what I talked about earlier. Gurka posted on Cam, just a mismatch. Cam has nothing to do but hold her. If she doesn't hold her, Gurka's putting up her 12th and 13th points of the afternoon.
Buck to inbound to the right of the lane, throws it into a wide open Emma Applegate, and she lays it up and in. Emma's having a great ball game, 48-31.
16 points for Emma.
Emma Applegate comes into today's contest averaging 4.5 points and 2.5 rebounds. Here's Irwin back out here now to Glenn at the top. Glenn one-on-one against Buck, goes right side now to Moritas. Moritas back out to Irwin at the top. Now to the left elbow to Bruce. Bruce swings it to Moritas on the right wing, lobs it inside to the high post now to Bricker. Bricker turns, leans, shot way off the mark. Nice job defensively by Chandler Jones of USF. Over here on the right wing now. Applegate, three, no good. Rebound, 50-50 ball, won by who? By the Lady Pilots, Cam Glenn, in a big collision here between Cam Glenn and Emma Applegate. And a nice job by Cam and Emma to get together and say, you guys okay? That's great sportsmanship right there by Cam and Emma.
Thought we were going to get run over there on that one, but yeah, two good athletes hustling after the ball there and then checking on each other afterwards.
Great sportsmanship. Good to see those kind of things going on out there. Here's Michelle Moritas for Bethel with the ball at the top. Guarded by Jones. Penetration here, and she traveled with a basketball.
Yeah, she did. Late whistle, but it's the right call.
Turnovers, Coach, for the Lady Pilots that continue to mount.
Yeah, it's 15 now for the Pilots.
The Pilots come into the ballgame averaging 19. We still have 12 minutes to go in the ballgame. There's a pass inside to Applegate low. Applegate turns with the left hand and scores an easy goal. to 31 in favor of the visitors from Fort Wayne.
So that 8-0 lead that the Pilots had to start the second half here has quickly been erased.
Cam Glenn on the left wing. Been pretty quiet here in this. Here is Cam with a drive to the goal and just ran over Temple, but she scores the goal, 50-33.
Cam now with 12 points on the afternoon. Cam doesn't mind contact.
That was a 3-minute drought by the Lady Pilots after a good start. Here's Temple with a strong drive. In shot, she's fouled. I really like the way Shayna Temple has played here today, Coach.
And that's 4 fouls on Irwin, so that's a big foul there. You slide over, take a charge, you're going the other way with it. Yeah, Temple attacks the basket. She comes in averaging 2 points a game.
Averaging 8.5 minutes a ball game.
0 for 14 from three-point range on the season, but she's attacking the basket with confidence.
And here's a kid who's taking advantage of her situation. Crow is out, Murphy is out, and you look at her numbers on the year. 8.5 minutes per ball game, and tell you what, she has made the most of it here today.
Yeah,
may not necessarily be in the points department.
Well, she's got 8 points today, which averaging 2. So
yep, 51-33 with 48 seconds to go in the third quarter. Here's the ball in the hands of Michelle Moritas. Moritas at the top of the ring now. Drives, kicked out here to Cam Glenn, guarded by Buck. Cam hands it off to Brickner. She'll step out and launch the triple and knock it down. 51-36. 28 seconds to go. Lady Pilots, their best quarter of the game. Here is Hinton with the basketball. And Deschanel, it's going to have nearly stolen by Cam Glenn. Here is Hinton with the basketball with 11. Drives on the right sideline, kick out now here to Buck. Buck goes into the deep right corner to Temple.
You know
Temple with a drive, rejected by Alsasser. Here's Brickner being fouled by Buck.
Good foul. It's only
it was a great foul.
Buck's second foul, team's third, so now Bethel has to inbound instead of getting a half-court shot off there or closer.
So it'll be Cam Glenn to inbound the ball right down in front of the Bethel scorers bench. I want to thank the Bethel scoring team out there who's done a masterful job all year long. Here's Moritas with an off-balance shot way off the mark. 3 quarters are in the books here from Bethel College. The visitors from Fort Wayne, a commanding 51-36 lead over the home team. We'll be back with more of College Buckets right after this short timeout. 51-36 St. Francis on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
There's always a moment of truth where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I don't know where the pain went to. But all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Paul Condry, Mark Gardner, glad you can join us here today on Regional Radio Sports. Good to see our good friend Bill Scott stopping by here. The Sports Information Director always puts together some really nice media notes. And we want to continue to wish Bill, and I know his wife has had some health issues, so been praying for Bill and his wife to get well, and had a chance to interact with him this week via email, and it sounds like she is on the mend. So very happy for a longtime Sports Information Director, Bill Scott, University of St. Francis. Let's go over here to Coach Gardner, who's got our stats through the first 3 quarters of this afternoon's matchup.
St. Francis, 20 of 38 from the floor, 53%, 6 of 20 from downtown, 30%, 5 of 10 from the foul line. They have out-rebounded the Pilots 20-17. Pilots are 12 of 28, 43%, 4 of 13 from downtown, 31%, and 8 of 10 from the foul line, 80%.
Once again, 51-36 as we start this fourth quarter. Cam Glenn, jump shot from the right corner. Good. Nice play by Cam. And that makes it 51-39. Lady Pilots within striking distance here, just underway in the going into the fourth quarter. IUSB leads Judson 33-30 at the half, according to our other broadcast team over there doing that game. Gurka back out. Gurka even score in the third quarter? I don't think she did, Coach. Here's Temple on the drive inside. She scores and she is fouled. Nice play by Shayna Temple, doing a nice job there, scoring on the dribble drive.
Gurka was 0 of 1 from the floor in the third quarter.
All right, more good news from the NCCAA Indoor Nationals Track Championships. After 16 events, the Bethel men's track team has expanded their advantage significantly. After 16 events, Bethel with 123 points, Dallas Baptist with 89, and Cedarville with 83. So Tony Natale's track team making some noise. There's a pass inside. Brickner throws it away. They're going to say it went off the Cougars? No, that's it. I don't think a black jersey touched that one.
Yeah, no, that's the right call. I think it went off of.
You got a better view than I did, Coach.
Yeah. I was waiting for the Bethel bench to erupt on that one because it looked like it was tipped on the bounce pass there.
With the basketball now, Cam Glenn bounce pass into Shimmerhorn. Shimmerhorn dry shot, no good. A rebound. Alsasser will power back up and miss the easy shot. And here come the Cougars. Hinton back out here to the top now. Oh, here, I thought for sure Emma Applegate traveled with the basketball, and she turned it over.
Gonna call 3 seconds on Emma, but I thought she shuffled her feet trying to back Kate Alsasser down as well.
With the basketball now, the Lady Pilots is hopping into the ball game will be Alexis Thornbaum, Ottoville High School, Ohio product, a 5'9" freshman, and Applegate coming out of the ball game. Well, it's like freshman after freshman for both ball clubs. With the basketball deep left corner now. Here's Brickner, another freshman, driving. Looking, finds Glenn the junior. Glenn with the drive, she was fouled inside. Shoots and scores on the follow-up. 54-41, Cam Glenn with a nice little play inside the paint.
Pilots have picked up the offense since the first quarter, but they've got to get some stops on the defensive end.
And here's Gurka with an easy goal inside. 56-41. 8:09 to go in the ballgame.
Gurka now with 13 on the afternoon.
A lot of special things being planned for our Senior Day festivities, so make sure that you stick around for the men's game. We have a lot. We'll have our Paul Condry's annual sit-down with the Bethel seniors. It will be the 19th year, I believe. We've had a chance to do that. Here's Brickner with a triple off the front of the iron. Gurka the rebound. We'll also have a one-on-one with Will Abbott, Bethel manager. I always felt that it was vitally important, something I started when Andrew Bowen was a manager. Now Andrew's the sports information director. There's a jump shot, buck from three, good. 59-41. 30-second timeout for Eric Gingrich with 7 minutes and 27 seconds to go. Mark, and I know that you will say hear, hear when it comes to those student managers and athletic trainers. They'll play such a vital clog in the success of your program.
As a JV coach, I didn't have managers that traveled with my team. I did my own laundry. I filled water cups for the guys, and so I know firsthand how nice it is to have somebody take care of that stuff for you and not have to worry about it. And Bethel's had, we travel with these guys, and when everybody else is going out to eat and going to watch games down in Branson, the managers are staying behind, doing the laundry, making sure that the shoes, that everything's taken care of for these guys, so that all they have to worry about is focus on playing when they travel.
College Basketball Day to be presented in part by Clover Machinery Movers. We want to thank them for sponsoring our broadcast today. 1906 Clover Road in Mishawaka for all they do, serving the industry since 1948. Clover Machinery Movers, 574-255-3195, and on the web at clovermachinerymovers.com.
How about this stat line, Paul? 5'6" Savannah Buck today. Just got 9 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists.
There's a backdoor pass thrown away as Bruce tried to sneak one past Gurka. Gurka had nothing, but I don't think so.
No, that play it worked earlier in the game, but it didn't work twice.
No, here's Dejanay Hinton going inside. Brickner with the steal. Comes out of the frame. Nice job by Brickner to slap that one away. Here's Moritas. Back to Brickner on the right wing. Into the corner now to Irwin. Irwin's been really quiet tonight. Pass inside here to Alsasser. Caitlin up and scores. 59-43. 6:47 to go as Kate, a quiet day for the
It's her first bucket. Yeah, she's got 5 points now. It's the first bucket from the floor from 5 points, 5 rebounds.
With the basketball here now, Hinton goes out here to the top now to Thornbaum, into the deep left corner, now to Buck. Goes inside to Gurka, and she scores the easy layup. 61-43. Outside of about a 7-minute stretch to start the second half, St. Francis has had their way with the Lady Pilots. Pass inside to Alsasser. She fakes the pass, goes back to Bruce. Taya, triple, no good. Rebound into the hands of Chandler Jones. And then there's a foul called on Michelle Moritas.
I love that foul, though, because while everybody else is running back here, Michelle's hanging out there and fighting for the ball. And I like that. But on this end, they just don't have an answer for Gurkha.
Hinton comes out of the ball game now, and back into the contest will be Lindley Kistler, the Homestead product, transferred in at the semester break from Fort Wayne, IPFW, if you will. Ball out to the top. Thornbaum goes over here to Kistler. Kistler on the drive, leans in, missed the shot. Alsasser the rebound. Now Moritas up court quickly now to Brickner on the dribble drive. Brickner to the goal, and she's hammered. Nice job by Brickner to go to the goal and get Jones in the air. And she's going to earn 2 free shots for that hard work.
That's going to be 3 fouls on Jones. But like you said, it's a great job by Brickner to not shy away from contact, attack the basket, make the official make the call.
We practiced at IPFW last week prior to the Mount Vernon game. Really nice facility over there, the Hilliard Gates complex. One more free throw for Brickner as she missed the first one. And she's able to convert the second one. It's now 61-44 in favor of the visitors from Fort Wayne. Ball on the far side, Gurkha comes out to the top now to Jones. Back here into the right corner now to Lindley Kistler. Back out to the top now, Thornbaugh. Into the far side, Buck goes inside to a wide open Thornbaugh, and she missed the bunny. Up court quickly, here's Brickner on the breakout. Far wing settles that out here to Moritas at the top. Michelle with a jab step, stops. Back out to the top now to Brickner. Looking, comes over here now here to Moritas. 16 seconds on the shot clock, 5-12, fourth quarter game clock. Bruce lobs it inside now to Alsasser. Caitlin is fouled on the double down by Chandler Jones. And that will be the 3rd foul on the visitors from Fort Wayne as Cam Glenn checks into the ballgame. If you look up and down at Jason Ridge's roster, got youngsters on his team from Snyder, Dwenger, Bluffton, Whitko, Homestead, Columbia City, East Noble. Those are all within an hour of the Fort Wayne campus.
And 16 players in this roster, freshmen or sophomores.
Here's Brickner, lobs it into February, to the end of February.
Alsasser was open. The problem was that Kelsey threw it over to Caitlin's sign instead of to Caitlin. The sign is about 30 feet out of bounds.
Looks like our good friend Brian Miller was wide open on the play, but to no avail. Here is Shayna Temple looking for some help. Goes out now to Gurkha at the top, now to Kistler in the corner. Kistler looking, wrap around to the low post to Gurkha. She drives, shoots, and scores. 63-44.
17 for Gurkha, and she has her way on the low post.
Here is Alsasser shoveling over here to Brickner, and she missed the layup. And then back the other way now. Here come the Cougars. Savannah Buck, the former Homestead Spartan, looking for some help. Goes out here to the top now to Jones. Kistler, jumper, couldn't get it to go. Rebound, Alsasser. Caitlin playing her final 4 minutes of her college basketball career. Here's Cam Glenn with a pull-up 8-footer, no good. And a foul called on Caitlin Alsasser.
It's going to be her 3rd.
Caitlin, I don't know if she understands the dynamics of what it's like. She's looking up there at that scoreboard.
Yeah, I think she does. I think you saw her Facebook post last night. She was looking ahead to today, realizing she's lacing them up for the last time and thanking some people along the way. And
yeah, first thing she came up to me today was at the gym, and she said, "This is the last one, Paul." So gives me the fist bump. She always gives me a fist bump before the ball game. Here's a pass inside, stolen by Bruce. Bruce is going to run coast to coast and will flare out into the corner. Back out to the top to Irwin. Into the far corner now. And a whistle as on the dribble drive was senior Katie Morgan.
It's going to be team foul number 3, so still not shooting here. 3:48 to play. Pilots trailing by 19.
Checking into the ball game will be Whitney Will, another freshman for Jason Ridge's ball club. She's averaging 4.5 points and 2 rebounds as Kistler comes out of the game. And now Glenn comes back out high now to Irwin. Irwin drives down the left side of the lane. She had it went out of bounds. Irwin, who has had a tough road to hoe today, been very quiet.
Yeah, Jessica's 3 for 4 from the floor, 6.6 rebounds, but spent a lot of time on the bench because of foul trouble.
Cam Glenn throws it out and trying to hustle after. It is Irwin, a Bethel turnover. Once again, a zig when you should have zagged, and you zag shooting when you should have zigged. And it'll be Cougar basketball to Chandler Jones. That goes over here to Savannah Buck, who I think has played a great basketball game today. Back over here to Jones. Jones back out to the top now to Will. Over here to Buck. Buck on the dribble, stops, skip pass back out to Applegate. Back to Will. Will inside, had it stripped away, got it back. And then finally the ball is taken away by Bruce. Taya fell awkwardly over there on the far sideline. Now here's Irwin at the top of the ring now, guarded by Temple. Looking, still on the dribble, comes back out top to Katie Morgan. Morgan on the dribble drive. The Olay step, throws up the prayer, no good. Elsasser the rebound, goes back to Morgan. Morgan jump shot from 7, no good. And here come the Cougars. Savannah Buck will lead the breakout. Over here to Temple. Temple drives, cut off nicely by Bruce. And then a foul on Taya Bruce.
Taya's third, team's fourth.
2:53 to go. I was talking with Taya before the ball game and joking with her. This is always a neat time about senior night. And she said, you've been seeing a lot of these. Yeah, I said, this is my 30th senior night somewhere along the way. So to inbound, out high here, Buck grabs it out to Will. Back to Buck. Savannah on the drive around the screen. Back out to Applegate. She'll launch the triple high off the iron. Hinton grabs the long rebound. And back to Buck. Savannah Buck, jersey number 20, goes out to the top to Applegate. Emma on the drive, backing in on Elsasser. Leans in, shot no good, and the ball went off of Applegate out of bounds. And it'll be BC basketball. Elsasser getting a nice round of applause and gets a hug from Eric Gingrich. And an emotional time had by all on the sideline. Nice job by Eric Gingrich to take time, and Caitlin crying on the bench over here to the left. Here's a pass inside to Katie Morgan, and Morgan with a golden opportunity to score there, and she couldn't get it to go. It went right through her hands and out of bounds.
Turnover number 18 on the Lady Pilots.
They come in the ball game averaging 19 a game. Here's a steal by the Pilots. Maritis back here to Cam Glenn. Cam backs it out. Looks for some help. Cam's still on the look. Coming up high now is Morgan to set a screen. Cam on the drive, shovels it to Morgan. Morgan leans in, throws up a prayer, no good, and the ball, and it looks like Katie Morgan may be the benefactor of a will foul. And if that's the case, if that was in the act, it was not.
Nope, but it's only the team's fourth, so.
Gonna say if it was in the act of shooting,
he's gonna
give
get
Katie
the line.
an opportunity to shoot. Now Glenn will inbound the basketball to the right of the lane. Goes over here in the corner now to Brickner. Brickner back out here to Morgan. Back to Maritis on the right wing. Maritis around a Morgan screen, goes to Taya Bruce. Bruce back out to Morgan. Morgan on the jab step, and she is fouled.
She'll go to the foul line.
So Katie Morgan, with 1:50 to go in the ball game, will go to the line probably for the final time in her high school career. Product of Delaware Christian High School in Ohio, a 5'8" senior. Averages 1.5 points, 1.5 rebounds. She's 6 for 9 at the line on the season. And her free throw is good. 63 to 45. So Katie Morgan scores in her final college contest. One more opportunity as Addie Martin is going to check into the ball game now for Taya Bruce. As Morgan cleans off the bottom of their shoes, and she's ready to go. As she eyes, flies, and converts them both. 63-46, excuse me, favor of the Cougars. Jason Ridge's squad is going to be going on the road someplace. There's a drive inside. Temple had a shot blocked by Glenn, and now Martin goes over here to Glenn. Over the timeline now. Here is Kristen Moan inside of the low post. Morgan passes it over here to Martin. Jump ball inside. It'll be Cougar basketball as the tie-up between Martin and Whitney Will. As coming out of the ball game is Shayna Temple. She's had a great ball game.
Yeah.
As Katie Morgan gets a nice round of applause here as she comes off the floor for the final time with 1:25 to go. Gets a pat on the back from her senior.
Temple with 11 points today, 4 of 6 shooting.
Our senior captain, Caitlin Elsasser. Now checking into the ballgame will be Sam Walsh, a 5'10 freshman from Mooresville High School. She's coming in at the next whistle. Here's Will with a drive inside, and she was fouled by Brickner. Walsh, a 5'10 freshman. This will be her 10th game of the year as she checks in. After the free throws here from Will. The Bethel men's team, boy, they're focused over here to my immediate right, Mark. Hinton coming out of the ball game now, and Sam Walsh in. I don't think I've seen Dejanay Hinton smile the entire time she's been in the gym. She seemed pretty focused. There we got
she's
one.
All
There
business.
she is. There we got one there. Free throw no good, and 63-46. Here's the ball to the hands of Cam Glenn at the free throw line. Cam drives, kick out now here to Schemmerhorn. Her triple off the rim, no good. A rebound, and the ball is deflected around, and here come the Cougars on the deflection. Now as Bree Cumberland goes to the far side. Walsh passes it inside now here to Will, and a foul. Also in the ballgame, Emily Novak, a 6-foot senior from Sheridan High School, playing in her 13th game of the year for USF. And to the line, Will, the 82% free throw shooter. Product of Fort Recovery High School in Ohio. The right-handed shot and climbs over the rim and good. 64-46. St. Francis had a 24-6 lead at the end of one. At the half, it was 40-17 as that second free throw is good. At the end of three, it was 51-36. With the ball out here now, Cam Glenn. Now here to Schemmerhorn. She fakes the shot, looks, wrap around to the low post now to Martin. Martin's baseline shot, no good. The ball ricochets into the hands of Whitney Will. Now gives way down to Cumberland. Cumberland over the timeline now, and she throws it away. It'll be a turnover by St. Francis, and it'll be Bethel ball with 23 seconds to go. So Jason Ridge's squad is going to improve to 17-13 on the year, and they'll be 9-9 in league play, and they're going to be advancing to the Crossroads League tournament. Bethel Lady Pilots, as they're going to wrap it up here, will close things out with a record of 7 wins and 23 losses. They're going to fall to 2-16 in the Crossroads League. And but Schemmerhorn will close out the broadcast here with some free throws with 10 seconds to go. Once again, been fun to watch Katie Morgan and Caitlin Elsasser as the free throw was good for Rebecca Schemmerhorn, an 83% free throw shooter on the year. She'll have another one. A right-handed shot in and out, no good. And it's now 65-47. And St. Francis will walk it over to the timeline, and that's going to do it. Final score here from Mike Lightfoot Court on the campus of Bethel College in Mishawaka, Indiana. The Bethel College Lady Pilots in their season with a record of 7-23, 2-16 in league play. St. Francis advances to the tournament. We'll get some thoughts from Coach. Once again, Jason Ridge's squad now 6-8 on the road. They sweep the season series with the Lady Pilots. They improved to 7-13 and 9-9. We'll be back with Coach Eric Gingrich after the team has their post-game prayer. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union, financial solutions. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
Did you know that Gates Toyota has over 100 certified pre-owned at one Southside location? Just over the hill from high prices at Gates Toyota. Not just the prettiest dealership in Michiana, also the prettiest cars.
Gates knows. Now you know.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. What's been an emotional week across the United States of America with the tragic shooting in Florida. To be able to just come out and watch student athletes be a part of education-based athletics here today. It's just been really, really neat. We have got one more game to go, as this one is now in the books. Caitlin Elsasser, for the final time in her career, will
led the prayer there.
Led the prayer
for both teams,
yep.
And
good to have her on. We'll get some final thoughts here from the two Bethel seniors here as they're going to come to the floor here for the final time here on our broadcast. We'll start with Caitlin and let her tell you what, it was awesome to see you go out here today. Emotional time. Can you get your wits about yourself there, kiddo? What do you think, Miss Caitlin? How you feel? How you feeling?
It's a lot. You know, I was talking to the girls after the locker room, or in the locker room before the game, and especially one of my freshmen, I said, Addie, I want you to get to this day because, you know, you can look back on these 4 years and you know that you gave it your all. And when you reflect the right things, there's a sense of peace and passion that only Christ can give. And I told her it's kind of a glimpse of what I want the end of my life to look like, that I can look back on it all and say, I'm going to get a well done, good and faithful servant because I just poured in. I wasn't perfect. By all means, I wasn't. But I'll be able to look back and say, thank you, God. And I just want that for all of the girls in their senior year in life, to just choose the right thing, walk towards the right way. So it was a good ride. And my best friend tore ACL last night. Her senior day is supposed to be today, so I got to play a little extra hard for her today because she doesn't get this. So.
All right, congratulations. It's been awesome to watch you play. I passed the headset over there here to Katie Morgan. Katie, an emotional time for all the seniors. Your thoughts on the whole senior day situation?
Yeah, this year has just been such an adventure. I mean, all my 4 years have been an adventure, but this year has by far been the most rewarding, just relationship-wise. I've made friends that, I mean, I know I'm not the best basketball player out there, I know, but I've made so many great relationships this year that will last on long after I'm done here. So it's sad to see all my basketball career come to an end, and honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, but it's been so fun and so rewarding in so many different ways. So I'm sad, but also excited at the same time.
Well, congratulations. It's been awesome watching you play. Let's get some thoughts here, some final thoughts here from head coach Eric Gingrich here on the postgame. Coach, I know we talked about the two seniors prior to that, so we won't kind of go through this. So let's just give you an open-ended question, your final thoughts on the game today.
I wish we'd come out in the first half like we came out in the second. Just a hard way to go out at home on senior day for those two. But, you know, we gave a good fight in the second half, and I just couldn't get it done on the defensive end. And then, obviously, the first half, the struggles on offense, dug ourselves a hole. So, you know, kind of the culmination of, or maybe a caricature of the whole season. Just struggling to score the ball, struggling to get key stops, youthful group, youthful decision-making. Next year we'll be older.
There you go. The great thing about freshmen is they become sophomores.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for being here today.
I appreciate you guys.
Okay. Once again, Eric Gingrich. Once again, special thanks to the seniors for taking time to come over and be a part of the broadcast. We're going to go over to Coach Gardner. He's got our final stats in the game, and then we're going to wrap it up because we have men's action coming our way real fast, Coach. So we'll just slide through those numbers the best you can there.
All right, our visitors were 25 of 48, 52%, 7 of 23 from downtown, 30%, 8 of 15 from the foul line, 53%. They out-rebounded the Pilots 29 to 26. They had 15 assists, 14 turnovers individually. Buck had 9.7 rebounds. Gurka 17 points, 2 rebounds. Kistler 6 rebounds. Jones 1.1 rebound. Thorben 2 points, 1 rebound. Temple, 11 points, 1 rebound. Hinton, 5 points, 3 rebounds. And Emma Applegate, 18 points, 1 rebound. Whitney Will, 2 points, 3 rebounds. The home team, 15 of 42 from the floor, 36%, 5 of 17 from downtown, 29%, 12 of 16 from the foul line, 75%. They had 9 assists, 17 turnovers. Irwin, 6 points, 6 rebounds. Elsasser, 5 points, 8 rebounds. Bruce, 5 points, 3 rebounds. Cam Glenn, 17 points, 3 rebounds. Katie Morgan, 2 points and a rebound. Scamerhorn had a 1 point. Brickner, 11 points, 2 rebounds. Moritas had an assist and a steal.
All right, final score 65-47. That's going to do it for game number 1. Come back and join us in about 5 minutes on the next channel. For all of us at Regional Radio Sports, I'm Paul County for Coach Mark Gardner. Thanks for joining us. Back up to Tanya and all the crew. For all of us at Regional Radio Sports, have a great day. God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. Good night, everyone.